Yo, what's up, guys? This is Envy the Hitman coming at you with a deck profile from
Preach.
Preach. Preach, how'd you get that name, man?
Most people would think that I actually got that from church, but to be honest with you, we started doing a card ministry, going up to these card shops and just having something to do with the guys up there. A lot of those guys get bad reps. Sometimes preachers get bad reps. I've learned if you would just treat somebody the way you want to be treated, you find out there's a lot of respect. And we went up there and just showed them some love and kind of blew them away. They couldn't believe a preacher would have something to do with them. And so they started calling me Preach, and it just stuck. And so now anywhere I go to church, visiting places or young people in churches, they call me Preach all the time. And so most people thought you would get that nickname from being in the pulpit and preaching the word of God, but no, I actually got it from a card shop.
Heck yeah, man. All right, man. Let's get into deck profile and let us know what you played.
So because of the fact that, I pastor a church, I don't have a lot of time to really learn all the cards in detail like a lot of these guys. These guys really impress me with the memory that they have on how everything works. It's amazing. But I can't do that because of pastoring and doing other things in life. So I just wanted to build something that would just kind of give me an opportunity to kind of hang with them a little bit. So it's a direct style deck. And so I use Watts, and I'm really excited because Watts is coming out with some more support. Kind of blew me away. But anyway, just we'll go ahead and get into it. Right now, until the new support, I'm only running just a few monsters. We have 3 White Cobras. Basically what that does is it's a direct attack. You get your 1,000 attack off, and then once the attack goes through, you can search another white card. Most of the time I try to search my Cobras out. The reason why I search my Cobras out to go ahead and get them in my hand to help try to get a better percentage of stall cards. And then also I run a White Giraffe, 3 of those. White Giraffe is a wonderful card. I think it is underrated. People will realize that later on. I can't wait till the new Watt support because once the attack of 1,200 goes through, and it is a direct attack also, then the effect is basically nobody can do anything your opponent on the other side until the end of the turn. And so you can just do anything you want to in main phase 2 pretty much, and they have to sit there and just watch you.
Heck yeah.
That's really gonna, if you can get this to go off after the new support, that will really help you do a lot of things for the new support of those 3 cards that are coming out with White Tuna and the Spell, and then also the Synchro.
Heck yeah.
So we also I'm also running, besides those 3 Cobras and Watts, I'm running just 1 Peasant. The only reason I run a Peasant is because of the fact that sometimes the XYZ becomes an issue. This is also a direct attack. Once that attack 1,000 goes through, the effect of that is then you can pick something on the other side of the field, and it has to leave the field until the end phase. A lot of times I use the XYZ to get their material out from underneath, and it helps me out. So that's all the Watts I'm running right now until the new support. I do run 2 more cards, monster cards, and that is the Lavas. Basically, you summon that to their side of the field by tributing 2 of their cards. It helps get trouble cards that you're having to deal with off of your opponent's side. Then not only that, also during their standby phases, they take 1,000, as far as damage off of the effect of that card. So it's really good. So those are the only monsters I run. Spells, let me tell you, I love this card right here. Palantir, it's crazy. I cannot believe it exists. Basically, it's got quite a few effects. The one effect I really enjoy out of it is the fact that it lets you draw 2. But not only does it let you draw 2, it's got some other effects to it, but one of the things is you also get the normal summon twice. So, but that draw phase, drawing 2 cards every draw phase, just helps with support of your deck, keeping cards in your hand. It really helps you with the stall when it comes to the white deck, at least mine. Also, I run these pots. There's different pots out there. This is the one I run. Reason is, I do know that you have to mill and banish some of your extra deck. I don't hardly go into my extra deck. I'm more after the stall card than anything. And if I banish 6, of these, then extra deck, then I get to draw 2 cards. And so sometimes I need an extra stall to hold them off from attacking me. Then also I run 3 pots. I like to run 3 pots with this one. Of course, this one has to be done in main phase. You have to start your main phase with that. If you do not, you lose it. You cannot play it. You cannot go from a pot, pull that, and then try to use it. It won't work. But you can use this. And then if you don't get your draw and you draw 2 of these, 2 of these instead, or 1 of these instead on that 2 draw, then you get another chance to go back in and try to find something else. Usually I'm trying to find the times, just to be honest with you. And then also for some more draw power, nobody ever sees this card, but I use it. It's called an extra net. It's a field spell card, but basically you put it over there. The reason I use this is the format that these guys use nowadays. They are all the time going into the extra deck. It's crazy. They'll go in it 3 or 4 times, before they end the turn. And this card is made to where basically every single time your opponent goes into their extra deck, you get to activate this card and draw 1 card. Not only can I just draw 1 card, sometimes it causes me to draw 3 cards, even 4 cards in 1 turn. Then that's on top of the time card where I draw 2. So it really helps the support of the deck. And then for stall, I use Messengers of Peace. It only costs me 100 points per standby phase to keep that thing on the field. As long as they don't destroy it, as long as I pay the 100, it stays on there, and then nothing with 1,500 or more can even attack me. And so it's a good stall card, and I do have the option to, and I have before. I've had guys try to go ahead when it's my turn, take the 100 off, and I'm telling them, whoa, wait, because I have the option. Because sometimes you'll have one of these on the field and draw into another one, and so when I do, I usually let one of them go to save me, 100, and then and then lay the other one down. But everybody works things differently. Of course, this one, Regeki, that's just to help with clearing the field in case there's some trouble. Also has some back row to help clear that out. That's a wonderful card to use. I usually try to hold these 2 in my hand as long as I can, because the longer I hold them in my hand, the more I see it helps me in the end phase of the games. Because most time they go through all their material and everything before. So of course, Monster Reborn, it's a good card. It helps you pull things back out when I need it. I had a call of Haunted. I'm still debating if I want the call of Haunted or the Monster Reborn. Our reason why I changed the Monster Reborn this time is I could get it not just from my side, but also their side, because sometimes, we have a monster issue on my side with the lack of monsters that I use. But I do like the call of Haunted because, like, for example, once you get a draft through, they can't do anything else, and then you can flip. If you got it already set, call Haunted set, then you can flip that over and draw another, monster out of your graveyard. And of course, they can't do anything about it. So it has pros and cons. As far as traps, here comes a lot of stall. I run 3 Waboku. Again, it just basically stops them from taking care of my monster, leaves it on the field, it keeps me from having battle damage. Then also I run 3 Thunder Ruler. You have to activate them in your standby phase, but once you do, there's basically no battle phase. So then there's also Threatening Roar. Again, no damage, and it just saves your cards. And these 9 are really good stall cards. While I poke them for 1,000 here and there. I like it because of the fact that if you could hold on, even if they beat you the first game, you could hold off sometimes and get them on the second game and things. Time, I guess what I'm trying to say is the time. I've won games with the time running out because of the fact that I poke and stall, keep them from hitting me. I've just put this card in there, Trap Trick. The reason is because I run a lot of threes, and I use this one because of the fact that sometimes I get into a predicament where I needed to get into that stall better than what I was because I'm having a hard time getting to the time card or something. But anyway, it did a good job today. It really did. Of course, I do 3 rings to help with trouble. It also takes points down while I poke them. If I can hit them for 1,000 here and 1,000 there, and then do a ring on them, they start getting nervous. Now, this card right here kind of upset me today because I didn't get to use it not one time. And I really wanted to see what this card does because basically your muster doesn't die. You take the battle damage. But for example, if I have a Watt Cobra that's 1,000, they hit me for a muster that has 3,000. Yeah, I'm gonna lose 2,000, but because of this card effect, basically, even though I lose 2,000, my muster doesn't die, so I can still poke them again the next round. They lose double that. So where I lose 2,000, they lose 4. You do this with a ring and a couple of pokes, game's over. And so I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the Watts. And then I just throw this one in there because of the fact that I'm lacking on the Watt cards. But this was really fun today because it got a few people. It shocked them. I watched them kind of sit back in their chair because they had to take it. But Magic Cylinder, it's just an old card. You know, these are the cards that these cards like this are the cards that I played with when I was younger. Of course, I got out of Yu-Gi-Oh for a long time. My son got in it. And so anyway, he's really took off with it, done very well. Went to regionals and things like that. Did good in placement stuff. This Yu-Gi-Oh thing has really built a great relationship with me and my boy. He has now got a child of his own, and so I don't know where it's going to go. But again, I do appreciate the fact that we're doing ministry like this in the church, getting just love on these guys and just give them a chance to see that look, we're not all judgmental. And so again, I do appreciate the fact that all this is going on, and thank you guys.
All right, you want to go on with your extra deck?
Sure. A lot of people laugh about it, but you know what? I like the Cowboy.
The best card?
So I use 3 Cowboys. I have had opportunity where I've double Cowboy somebody to end the game. Again, once that draft goes through, main phase 2, you can do whatever you want. And so that's how I run the Cowboys. And then, of course, I've got the Evil Swarm to kind of get me, out of some trouble sometimes. Again, just stuff to keep me from being in trouble. Either monsters or spells and traps. Some cards like this one I just put in, I haven't had a chance to play it. But,
the best card.
But again, it helps with defense and things. And of course, you got some old school number 50s.
Well, number 50, Black Ship of Corn.
And then, and then of course, because I run different things, direct attack deck. There's a direct attack right there, and so anyway, it's been real fun. And so I appreciate this.
Heck yeah, man! Any shout outs?
Shout outs, man. You know what? Shout out to my wife because of the fact that she lets me do things like this, and she's very supportive. And so anyway, shout out to that, and shout out to her, and then shout out to my grandbabies because Granddaddy loves them grandbabies.
All right, man. We appreciate it, Preach.
Yeah.